She unrolled the scroll and read the message twice before she dropped it on the table next to Sir Ryder's empty ale cup. "Do you know what this says?" she demanded. He dropped his gaze to the rushes, crackling under his shuffling feet.
"Mostly, my lady. If you don't accompany me back to the capital, I'm to take your children instead."
Only a coward threatened children. "Then King Thorn shall have his curse," Zoleika vowed. "But it comes at a price. He must leave my family alone."
"You have my word, Lady Zoraida."
Zoleika waved to summon a servant. "Prepare a room for Sir Ryder. I'm sure he wants rest after his long journey. I shall be in my bower," her mother's bower, but the knight didn't need to know that. "Yes, my lady." Mildred looked worried enough not to expose Zoleika's subterfuge. "If you will follow me, sir?" Zoleika held her head high as she marched out of the hall and toward the stairs that led to the tower that had been her mother's. It was no different to the maiden's tower she shared with her sisters, and yet it was a completely different world. Mother's bower held her books and scrolls, all her favorite curios from her travels all over the world, and seemed filled with the heady power of potential of what might be. When Zoleika crossed the threshold today, destiny wrapped around her. The room might be filled with her mother's things, but it was her domain now. 3. Zoleika rode alongside Sir Ryder, her head filled with as much doubt as her belly felt full of butterflies. Not about the curse she had created at the king's command. She knew her spell was perfect. Perhaps she had been a little heavy-handed on the curse aspect, but it was her first, and she intended it to be a powerful one. No, her fears were far simpler. She had never traveled outside her father's lands before, and to go to the capital for an audience with the king terrified her more than she was willing to admit. This was destiny at work, she knew, but that didn't mean she had to like it. The journey seemed almost too short, for in no time at all she found herself riding through the gates at Sir Ryder's side. Their arrival at the palace provoked a flurry of activity. A small army of maids flanked her and hustled her into a sumptuous apartment, where they washed the dust from her skin, dressed her hair in a fashionable style, and laced her into a gown fit for court. The lavender gown suited her, for it was only a shade lighter than her violet eyes. The maids had pinned her long hair to the back of her head, and so weighty was it that she found it a challenge to bow her head even the slightest bit. Instead, she was forced to lift her nose into the air like the most prideful princess imaginable. How her sisters would laugh if they could see her now. When Sir Ryder returned to escort her to the throne room, Zoleika expected to see the whole court present. However, she found the room empty except for herself, Sir Ryder, and the stern-looking man seated on the throne. The king, she presumed. She dropped a brief curtsy, as her mother had taught her, before raising her gaze to meet the king's. His eyes hardened.
"You are not Lady Zoraida,"
the king said. He turned to Sir Ryder.
"I ordered you to bring me a witch, not some little girl."
Sir Ryder started to stammer out an excuse, but Zoleika was having none of this. "You sent a letter demanding a curse, or her children," Zoleika said, "so that my mother may lie peacefully in her grave. I came in her stead, carrying the curse you desire so ardently. And I am no child, but a woman grown." This last was stretching the truth a little. But Zoleika knew girls were often wed at younger than her 16 years. Besides, she knew no child could create the powerful curse she carried for the king. The king waved imperiously.
"So, cast your curse then, girl, for your insolence tries my patience."
Zoleika's eyes flashed. "I already have."
"Your Majesty,"
Sir Ryder corrected.
"His Majesty King Thorn prefers to be addressed as Your Majesty."
Zoleika saw more arrogance than majesty in King Thorn's demeanor, but she chose not to argue. "Your Majesty," she said, "I have created the curse you require, and cast it on this looking-glass. It is no ordinary looking-glass, but one which allows the beholder to see any person or place they desire, no matter how distant." She unwrapped the bundle in her hands and held up her mother's looking-glass. "The moment your